So as you guys know, Modern Warfare 2 just came out, so the first thing we gotta do is go over the settings. This is for PC mainly, but if you are on console, a lot of this will transfer over. So let's start it out with the quick settings. Most of this stuff is just preference, your volume, sensitivity, and whatnot. But one thing that is important is your display mode. I always run full screen borderless, so if you're ever alt-tabbing, as you can see, it just quickly does that without having to watch. If I put on exclusive and apply, it has to black out, and then boom. And then if you alt-tab every single time, that's gonna happen. And you gotta wait for that black screen to actually get here. So always have this on full screen borderless. All right, and then your keyboard and mouse settings. One thing to note is your monitor distance coefficient. If you're on 1440p, you wanna have it at 1.78. If you're on 1080p, you wanna have it at 1.33. As for the gameplay settings over here, I would just recommend looking it over yourself. Most of it is preference. You know, just look over it, put what you prefer. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then same with the keybinds, obviously, it's just preference. So we move it to graphics, automatic, VSync off, VSync off. Then the rest of these you can just keep the same. All right, so then if we head over to quality, these ones are automatically all messed up for me. As you can see, it has it at 845 by 475. So you want to take this upscale and sharpening off if that's automatically on. Boom, now this is unlocked, put it all the way to 100, get that full 1440p. Anti-aliasing, I'm gonna go with this one. Might have a little bit more visual noise, but it's gonna look better. As for the anti-aliasing quality, I would start it at low. So if we take a look at the details and textures here, these settings will depend a little bit on your system. So as for the texture resolution, you can see it's affecting your RAM and high, and then your CPU medium. If you don't have a lot of RAM, maybe you wanna have this one a little lower. And for the texture filter, the effect on RAM is low, CPU is low, GPU medium. So for me, I got a pretty high-end GPU. I'm gonna keep that one on high. Here's a little lower end, just turn that down. I'm gonna put these two to low. I'm not too concerned about the details of the map. We're just trying to get the max frames as we can here in multiplayer. Clutter draw distance, I'm gonna go short. Particle quality low. Particle quality level, I'm gonna go low with that one. Let's just put it to very low. I'm gonna keep bullet impacts and sprays on. It's got low effect, no big deal. So for shader quality, you can see it has a high effect on, or medium effect on GPU, low effect on your RAM. Again, I'm gonna go with high. If you have a lower end GPU, I would turn that down a little bit. Then as for tessellation, I'm gonna turn this one off. It's not gonna help your gameplay at all. You really want to just get the max amount of frames here in multiplayer. It does not matter what the maps look like. You want to have all these settings maxed out for things like the campaign when you're just trying to enjoy it. But okay, and then as for terrain memory, I'm gonna have that to max. That's a new setting. On-demand texture streaming. This has a low effect on your CPU. I have a lower end CPU, so I'm gonna turn this off. If it's looking really bad, maybe you turn this one back on. But streaming quality, I'm gonna keep that one on normal. If you have a lower end GPU, I'd probably put that to low. Volumetric quality, looks like low is gonna be the way to go here no matter what you got. It seems like it's gonna affect your system pretty heavily. Oh, the physics quality of the water. I mean, it doesn't say it affects it a lot. I'm gonna put it to high, right? Shadow map resolution. Medium effect on GPU, low on RAM. I'm gonna go with low here. Screen space shadows increases the detail level of shadows in the view with the possibility of affecting only local surfaces such as your weapon and character. So you don't want to turn this one off, or probably even to low, otherwise you're not gonna be able to see other people's shadows, or any shadows if it's off. You're not gonna be able to see others if it's low. So keep this one on high here. And then this is the level of detail on your shadows. I'm gonna keep this as high. Spot cache effect on RAM is high. I'm gonna turn that one off then. And then particle lighting, I'm gonna turn that low. So as for the ambient occlusion, it's not gonna help you win gunfights, so I'm turning that one off. Screen space reflections, I'll keep that one on. Doesn't say it affects much. Static reflection quality, medium effect on RAM, I'm gonna turn that to low. Weather grid volumes, I'm gonna just keep that one on normal. It doesn't say it affects much. And then if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, I'm gonna turn this one on plus boost. Depth of field, you want off. World motion blur off. Weapon motion blur off. Film grain 0. Now we can go to view. Like I said earlier, I have mine at 110. I do affected, default for the weapon field of view. Third person, I'm gonna just crank that all the way up to 90. Vehicle field of view, I'm gonna go wide. I don't know. Okay, and then you can keep all that. And then I got a couple quick tips. If we go to quick settings here, if you go to your keybinds, you can go to this movement advanced keybinds. Then as you can see, you can put a key just for tactical sprint. Auto set your tactical sprint here to left shift and it'll always tac sprint instead of just sprint. As for my controller players, all these settings are pretty much preference. The only ones that are pretty standard, I would maybe turn automatic tactical sprint on. That's what I do when I played on controller. It was just easiest for me. You don't got to worry about sprinting and clicking in on that left stick and whatnot. And then here for this interact and reload behavior, I would put it on prioritize reload. If reload and interact are available simultaneously, tap to reload, hold to interact, right? And you might think that's the same as this one here, but it's not. This one will always be hold to interact, but you want it to be tap to interact unless you need to reload. So you want it to have on this prioritize reload down here, and then armor plate behavior, apply all. Then as for your controller aim assist type here, this one's gonna be preference. I would read through these, I'd try them out. You know, it's not going to be one fits all, so I would just try them out for yourself, see what you like. And as for the rest of these advanced controller settings, I would just look through them for yourself. They're not real complicated, and they're pretty much preference, so just take a look through them and do what you want to do. So that's it, man. That's the settings for Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. If you liked the video, if it helped you out, please leave a like and a comment. Got tons of content on the way with Warzone 2 coming out. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.